What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Reality Kingdom, where we put the real in reality or whatever.
Period.
Pooh.
And we're
your host,
hype.
Pharaoh.
We're hype tonight. They know who the fuck we are. Fuck the bullshit.
You right? The fuck?
This is Danielle and Reyes. That's who the fuck we are tonight. Okay.
Hey, man. Hey, motherfucking man. Miss Danielle Reyes, legend.
Mother,
Queen.
the masterclass, the godmother of Big Brother, the godmother of social strategy. Y'all are going to have to be fucking mad tonight. Y'all are going to have to be mad as fuck. Because how is it there were 4 traitors, 4 of them, count them, one of which was Boston Rob. Oh my God, the most iconic Survivor player of all time. And Carolyn, who we all thought was going to the end. The girls were saying, oh, Danielle, she's the worst traitor ever. I've watched every version of the show and she's the worst. Oh my God, she's so bad. Yet she's 10 episodes in as the last traitor standing.
Honey.
Last traitor standing.
Honey. Now, am I surprised? I can't
I kind of am.
I can't say I'm not.
I kind of am. I did not think we were going to get here.
I didn't think she would be the last one, I will say. But she is. Shut us all the fuck up. Just shut us up. And this is what I'll say about Danielle. And I said they play just like how they play in their original shows. And Danny, she was a little cracked on her original show.
She definitely was. Walking around the house calling Roddy the devil.
On All Stars. I cannot wait till we get the All Stars rewind because Lee don't know all the tea. The girl is cracked. But she always makes it far. Cracked or not, she's going to make it to the end, Henny. And that's what the fuck happened. Now, does she win? Not typically. But we'll hope for the best.
I mean, that's the thing. I think a lot of people are like, oh, like, I don't know why y'all so happy. Like, she's not going to go far. She's still not going to win. I did not expect her to win, which is why this
I didn't expect her to get here.
I was literally saying last week that I was like, Carolyn's going to get her out. So the fact that she ate this up, it's very gaggy. And the reason why I would say that this proves that she isn't such a terrible traitor is because if she was so bad, she wouldn't have the respect in the castle to avoid a situation like this. I mean, think about it. Why do you even think she's a terrible traitor? Because of all of the messy gameplay we've seen up until this point. And yet still, they chose in a situation where you have to choose Danielle or Carolyn. They chose Danielle over Carolyn, who was the most unassuming traitor ever. And they even said that. Because Danielle made the strongest argument. That's exactly what Dylan said. And at the end of the day, what we keep saying is that even though this concept is different, it is a social strategy game. Y'all can get upset about it. You can pretend like it's not. But the person who has the best social and strategic game is likely going to get to the end and win. Whether that's like Trishelle when she took her and CT and cut out MJ, you know, whether it was Sari taking the 2 dumb bitches in season 1. You know, you have to play the game. And unfortunately, like even with Carolyn, I like Carolyn this season. I believe that she would win. But all of us literally said that if Carolyn was to win, it's because no one's ever going to think she's a traitor. I never expected Carolyn to get accused. So the fact that she got accused and wasn't able to back it up, I'm not shocked. The thing is, you may not even know Danielle Reyes. So I don't even know why you're speaking on her. But if you watch Big Brother, you know Danielle can get out of precarious situations. So anyone who's shocked, like I'm like happy that it happened, but like I'm not fully shocked only because it's like, I mean, it is Danielle.
It's Danielle.
I didn't think it was going to happen. I'll be real, but like,
but it's Danielle.
It really is at the end of the day.
What do you expect? And I said literally 2 or 3 podcasts ago, I was like, honestly, Danielle and Carolyn, and I said it about Rob too. I was like, they all still have a great social strategy etiquette because people don't suspect them. When they're revealing who's the traitors, everyone was gagging over Danny and over Carolyn. And they clearly had social relationships. Both of them, I will say. Dylan was having a hard time this episode because he's like, damn, I gotta choose between 2 mothers. And it's like, I get it. Like, honestly, they still are good at the social strategy, both of them. But at the end of the day, Danny's better.
but you were also saying on the phone, and I mean, Carolyn basically said it herself in the episode, like, Danielle can persuade people. If you've watched Big Brother, we've watched her persuade people into doing things that may not even be best for them. Carolyn, that's not her gameplay. Her gameplay is to be so unassuming that no one expects her and she can get to the end. So in a situation where she has to go head to head, she lost. And that's not even a shock, honestly.
And Carolyn's issue is that she doesn't She wants to play one way, and then she also wants to play the other way at the same time. She does want to be the head girl. She does want to be the girl who's telling people what to do, but she also feels like she can't do that. So then she has this other side of her where she's like, well, I am going to play up me being unassuming and me being this. But then she complains about it because she wants to be listened to. She wants to be the persuasive person like Boston Rob. She was saying it to Dylan. She was like, if Boston Rob was telling you this, what would you think? Just think of it that way. She wants to be that type of girl, but then at the same time, I think she keeps pigeoning herself in this other corner, and she uses that to her advantage. So then she ends up getting this kind of mess of a situation where it's like trying to call out Danny, but then you're not ready to call out Danny, and you're not ready because you're trying to pretend to be this unassuming type of person. It's just too much at the same time. She needs to choose one, honestly.
And that's the thing. I think it's like, because I think Carolyn, it is her personality. Like that's genuinely who she is.
Yeah.
And so people assume that she's not strategic, that she isn't paying attention, that her opinion doesn't matter. And I mean, I feel like I can't decide whether or not she is fully leaning into it. Like, I know for a fact that she wants people to think that. Like, she's okay with people thinking that because it helps her. I don't think she's like acting dumb on purpose. I think that it's people's perception of her that she's benefiting from. And at the end of the day, if you can't break out of that box, it is rare that you can get respect like that. That's why she was in the final Trial and Survivor and lost. I'm not gonna lie, I thought she was gonna win only because the season that was Carolyn's season. I mean, she was the star of that fucking season. But it just goes to show
she would have deserved it.
She would have deserved it. But that just goes to show the jury was not seeing her as a player that deserved to win at the end. Because at the end of the day, if you're seen as someone who is in this lesser position, while you can benefit from it, it's hard to then get the respect to be able to do something towards the end. And I feel like this episode showed that she was never going to be able to, if she did get caught up, fix it or be able to manipulate people to get out other people. Like, her thing was going to be staying Carolyn into the end. And she was not able to do that. So here we are.
But yes, child, we're here. Episode 9. It's still good. The Traitors is a good show.
It is.
We just got done with not so good of a show. But the Traitors is a good show because we're here and we're still tuned in. Well, I'm still tuned in.
That's what I love about the Traitors. Like, even though, because we said like some of the episodes were like slow, the last two, like it doesn't take me out of it because we get moments like this and it's like, ooh. So I'm really excited. And I want to bring up this comment. Hula says, when are we going to clock that all 3 seasons of U.S. Traitors have been carried by Black women?
Amen.
I mean, personally, for me, every reality show is carried by Black women. That's the only reason why I stay tuned in. But the fact that Traitors US 2, and Traitors US 3, the last remaining OG traitor was a Black woman, Sari Phaedra and Danielle.
Amen.
Clock that one, mama. I have to live. I have to live a little bit. I do. And then also, I want to explain this now before we get to the end of the episode. Ooh. I'm sure y'all heard the seer twist at the end. I want y'all to know, especially if you're a Danielle fan, prepare to be mad as fuck.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't watch the Traitors UK, the seer twist will allow one of the players to choose any other player, and they will see their true status in the game. So let's say Dylan gets it, and he chooses Danielle. She has to reveal to him that he is a traitor. When they leave that room, it's his word versus hers. And we saw that happen in Traitors UK, and they believed the faithful because, I mean...
And then got both of them out, honestly.
And then they both went home because they're like, well, both of y'all
know something, and we don't know, so y'all got to go. It's a stupid twist, so get ready.
Dumb. It pretty much, for me, ruined the endgame of Traitors UK. I think it's something to help the faithful, and the faithful ended up winning. But it's like, it's too OP. And we talk about that a lot here. Like, there needs to be more to help the faithful, but that is just overdoing it. Like, letting them know when there's only like, 6, 7 people left that one of the people could be a traitor, I just don't love. Now, the possibility is someone dumb can get it, like Tom, and he'll choose Dolores, and then nothing will come of it. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, Danielle just recruited Brittany, and Brittany and Danielle both have had suspicion. So if anyone chooses it and they choose them, then girl, they asked out probably. So I hated it. So like I said, for me, it ruined Traitors UK. Most of the people hated the result of Traitors UK, so I would assume they also hated it. If you're not that much of a Danielle fan, you may not hate it. You may love it. That's the thing. Some Carolyn stands, they may be hooping and hollering next episode. And look, I'll let y'all have it. But dumbass twist.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and yes, a traitor can win it, and if a traitor wins it, then hey, we have nothing to worry about. So a traitor can win it.
Yeah, and I feel like I think the idea of evening out the faithfuls and the traitors is smart. It's just when they put it in the game at the top 6, it's just OP. It's kind of similar to the fact that people can still be recruited so late in the game. I also think that's kind of crazy. So I feel like they just don't know how to implement the ideas. We was talking about on the Traitors UK podcast that the concept isn't that bad to have someone kind of have a chance to do something, but that's if it's still 20 people in the game. Like, I just feel like the ultimate way to make it more even between the faithfuls and the traitors is to give them more opportunities to be safe. They were doing good with the shields at first when they made half of them safe, but then they dropped off on that. There was like not even a shield this challenge. Like, there should be a shield every challenge. The challenge should be based off of them winning some type of safety. Every winner of the challenge, whether it's a team, a duo, a pair, a group, it should win them safety. It should win them some form of not being taken out, because that's how you protect more faithfuls and make it harder for traitors, not this shit at top 6.
My thing is, if y'all want to play werewolf, then we need to include all the rules of werewolf, because
I agree, because there's a protector, there's a seer, there's a doctor. Like, you need to just do all the shit at the beginning if you're gonna play werewolf.
And I think that's just my main issue. A twist, I don't mind, like you said, I don't mind the twist. I just feel like it should have been in a different portion in the game. Like when we had 4 fucking traitors. Yeah. I've had out a little bit.
Because literally, the seer twist, or the concept of being able to know who exactly what someone's position role in the game is a part of the werewolf game. And that's what the traitors is based off of. But in werewolf, at the first round table, when they select the traitors, that's when they select the seer and the doctor. So all of those things are all selected at the very first round table. So if you are the seer, you can't run around telling everyone Danielle's the traitor, because you're probably going to get murdered, because the traitors will think you're the seer. Yeah. So it makes it more of a complex, interesting concept when they can't run around being confident, because then the traitors will think they're the seer. We got to kill them. It's an actually interesting concept, honestly. It's interesting. It's just only if they get it at the beginning of the game, like in Werewolf, not at fucking Final 6. It's stupid.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like if it's a situation, which we had in Traitors UK, where there's one traitor left and they get it, and the season is over. The season was over before the finale.
Yep, it was. And that was very annoying. But shout out to Rocky, period. Love from Vegas.
Make it rain.
I want to carry her
all the way.
And she went far.
No, and that's the thing. I actually really do enjoy Carolyn. I just hate situations like this because people start to get really, really weird. I've already had to block a few people. I went to one of her tweets and people are just being weird. Like, I think it's one thing to like get up here and drag it, right? Because I'll get on my Twitter and be like, "Oh, Boston Rob, you should have been here. Oh my god, da da da." But like, I'm not one of those people that's gonna go into Boston Rob's Instagram comments and Twitter comments and DMs and start tearing them down. I think that's weird. But even then, it could be a little light shade. But like, then it gets really, really weird because I saw someone call her a man. And then, the little edgy stands, they start making little weird comments. And that's where I start getting uncomfortable. Only because then the question begs, if Danielle was not a black woman, would y'all be gagging a little harder? Right. No shade, y'all love a messy queen. The girls were standing Angela down in Big Brother.
Clock that
Some of the same girls that stand Angela, I see hating Danielle. I thought y'all loved mess. What happened? I thought y'all love iconicness and
cracked queens.
Cracked queens. We always talk about that. Oh my gosh, she's a cracked queen. Now people don't love messy gameplay. Now people don't love cracked queens. My thing is, I like both. I don't have an issue with liking both. But there are people who take these things so personally and then they turn into racist and bullies online when it's not that fucking serious. Let's move on.
We're watching a show. Literally. At the end of the day, we're sitting in front of screens watching a show. Please have fun.
And they do not have real beef for real. Like, girl.
They don't have real beef. This is a game. Anyways, shout out to MW. Shout out to MW.
Now, MW.
If y'all were in that challenge chat, some of y'all were. You remember we said what to do. This is what to do. Shout out to MW. I haven't even watched the episode yet, but saw y'all were still on. Thank you.
A period.
This is a king.
Come on.
Or a queen or they, them. Anyways, we're still on, so I had to show some love. Yes, honey. It sounds like this episode went my way. Period. I love spoilers, so I'm gonna keep watching. Period. Mother is still here. That's all you need to know.
And like, that's the thing. Like, and like, even if Carolyn got my girl this episode, I wouldn't come on here fuck Carolyn. You a weird ass bitch. It's just not that serious.
I would have came, to be real, because we kind of explained why Carolyn lost. I would have came up here and be like, well, Danielle has been flopping low-key. Like, I would have been just as explanatory as I am, because honestly, there would have been reasons if Danielle lose. And Danielle could still lose.
Yeah.
And
I'm not going to be up here mad about it. Like, girl, that's no Danielle in that castle being messy as hell, but you cannot deny a mother when she's mothering, okay? There is no real reason that Carolyn could not have gotten Danielle out this episode. With all of the evidence she has, she could have said a lot more. She herself admitted that she was not prepared to go against the mother.
And she wasn't. And I just feel like it's weird because, honestly, to be frank, both of them probably were going to end up losing. I still feel like Danielle could end up losing. And I just feel like if the roles were reversed and Carolyn came out on top this episode, a lot of people would be very happy about it. And they would be dragging Danielle still. But it's like, at the end of the day, you're dragging Danielle if she wins and if she loses. What's the problem? You just don't like her. And I don't like that.
And that's where it gets weird. It's like, girl. And I think I saw someone was like, oh, she's annoying. And it's like, that's fine. I don't care if you think she's annoying. And I think people, they get defensive because they feel like everyone is being grouped. I'm only talking about the weird ones. Because like I said, I don't get on here and drag a bitch I don't like either. I didn't like Boss Rob. I was tweeting crazy, but I wasn't talking about his race. I wasn't talking about his family. I wasn't talking about how he looks. I wasn't talking about that because that's not relevant. When people start to get very, very weird, and it's just like, it's not fun anymore. It's not fun anymore.
Once again, I'm glad I'm off Twitter because I still have not seen any of those comments.
Y'all need to get off Twitter. Unfortunately, I really, really enjoy Twitter, barring the stupid people. Like this year, it's been so bad. Like I've just been blocking people left and right. I have to unfollow people. I now have to.
Twitter is crazy.
I have to edit my tweets to where like only certain people can even reply because it's like I am so sick of stupid people getting in my comments, pissing me the fuck off. And yeah, it is Stan Twitter. And the thing is like I'm used to Stan Twitter because I was previously heavy into Stan Twitter. So it's like the stuff that people say, it doesn't necessarily get to me. It's just like now that I'm older, I'm taking Adderall, my ADHD is better.
Amen.
I'm not as obsessed with all of this negativity. So I need a lot of them to get lives.
Amen. Yeah, it is crazy because every once in a while when I will tweet, it's like I'll tweet my opinion. And then a lot of people come under the comments and they're telling their opinion under my tweet. I'm thinking, go to your page and tweet your opinion. If you got an opinion, if I like Carolyn and you come on my tweet talking about something, you like Carolyn? I like Dylan. He should win. Okay. And that's just how I feel like what happens with Twitter, which is why
that is literally Twitter. I can wake up. Oh, I love pancake. It's gonna be something in the comments. Bitch, fuck you. I like waffles.
Oh. You don't like waffles? Didn't you know that waffles was made before? Girl, on my Scripted Kingdom Twitter, I tweeted, "Oh damn, I wish Robert Pattinson would have been the main character of the Odyssey instead of who is it? Some older man. I cannot remember his name right now."
No, I can't remember.
Matt Damon. Woo! Goddamn. Instead of Matt Damon. And somebody in the comments was like, well, don't you know that in the Odyssey, he's actually in he's middle age. And I was like, Robert Pattinson is middle age. And he was like, well, technically, he's actually more towards 40. And I was like, Robert Pattinson's 38. And he was like, well, no, because when he's coming back from the Odyssey,
just want to argue.
Like, shut up!
And I think that's what's so annoying about social media, especially Twitter. People really just want to argue. Like I see a lot of dumb shit that my people I follow say, and I ignore it. That's your page. Let you say it. And I think it's like I don't mind a cute little interaction, but like if you're trying to come to my page and clock me, yes, you're gonna get blocked.
Real. So the lesson of the day, y'all, is when you're on Twitter, take it very lightly and mind your business, and you will survive. Okay.
But let's get into this Danielle masterclass, mama.
Okay. So we start off at the Traitors tour, of course. And Danny and Carolyn are debating on whether they should recruit or really on who they should recruit. Because at the moment, they're actually agreeing to recruit. Danny really wants it to be Brittany. Carolyn is like, no, it shouldn't. And this is why I always will like Carolyn. She refuses to be dumb. I don't like dumb players. I feel like some people can enjoy a silly player as long as they're fun and entertaining and da-da-da-da-da. For the most part, you got to be smart at some point in your life or I'm not going to fuck with you. And that's why I love Carolyn. She's always on point.
She will clock a bitch down.
Every time.
I remember on her season of Survivor, she kept clocking Jam Jam. She was like, Jam is trying to play me. And she would call that man out every single time. And he's like, Carolyn, no.
Or one time he tried to leave her out of a vote. And then she got approached for a whole nother vote without him. And she's like, fuck it, I'm going to do it. Because he's trying to leave me out of the vote. So fuck that. Shit like that. And I just like that. So yeah, she was like, Danielle, I'm not doing it. I don't trust you. And you want me to allow you to bring your best friend Brittany, who you've already told a lie about me to, into the Traitors tour and expect
like,
me
Mama,
to
I'm not
believe
letting
you.
that happen.
Like,
I'm
girl,
not
please.
letting that happen.
So yes, and I think that's another one of Carolyn's issues. She does not hide who she doesn't trust, including when she didn't trust Boston Rob. She couldn't hide it either.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't hide it, but also you allow them to stay around, or you don't do anything often. Well, I guess she feels like people don't listen to her. Yeah. But I just feel like you can't show someone that you don't trust them and then not expect to get taken the fuck out. And that's what the fuck happened. Like, basically, you just told her you don't trust her.
Yeah.
So
and that's the thing, like, we kind of saw like, the reason why Carolyn got upset in the first place is because Danielle was already planting those seeds episodes ago. And we saw in this episode, she planted more. And it's like, Carolyn, she tried. And as soon as she was shut down by Ivor, it was like, oh, no one listened to me. And it seemed like there was not much after that. And it's like, girl, you should have been plotting Danielle the minute she said your name.
Mm-hmm.
I think she recognizes that she's not necessarily that type of player.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. She needs to really just be more well-rounded. If she's able to combine some like slight persuasion, I feel like with this like unassuming personality she has, it could be a good mixture for her. Like, I don't think, because if it's not her, don't go in there and be, oh, you do this and you do, you know what I mean? Like, this is Danielle. Danielle has played this way. This is the third season we played. Well, I mean, we've seen reindeer games too, but not much happened there. But like, for like a social strategy show, this is the third season we've seen of Danielle. So this is her. You know, she can do this. And Carolyn, it's not something that she can do. So I just feel like she needs to start doing something else so that people can respect her like that. And I mean, this was hard because she literally was in a room of people who I think kind of didn't respect her as soon as they saw her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, maybe she should have like try to get like a group of faithful around her, because if she has a group of people that like her, maybe they'll be more open to hearing her opinion, you know. Like Carson, probably not anymore, but Carson, he would hear her a lot on Survivor, hear her out a lot on Survivor, because they had a close relationship. So I'm just feeling like maybe she should surround herself with people that really genuinely like her, like build a group so that it really doesn't matter what the Traitors are saying, you know. I don't know.
Yeah, I think sometimes what you want to do is not what you need to do. And I think Carolyn wants to play a way that she doesn't need to play. Based on her gameplay, she should just align with another strong player, allow them to believe they run her, and then take them out at the end. And I don't think she wants to play that game. And I think that's her issue. She doesn't want to ride under anybody. She should have just let Rob and Danielle and Bob eat it up. But the whole time she's complaining and angry about it and doesn't want it to happen. And it's like, you should, because if she would have just allowed Danny to think that she's running her for the most part, Danny wouldn't have took her out. Danny would have been like, okay, I'm running her. And then at the end, get her out. When it's only 3 people left, Dylan already suspicious of her. Just be like, Dylan, you're suspicious? Boom. She needs to wait for her moment and then snipe. And I feel like she doesn't want to play that game. She wants to be the girl who takes out Danny. She wants to be the Rob who can go head to head at the table and eat them up and da da da. But then she's not prepared.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's the issue.
You do that. You gotta be ready.
Do that. So
she was the first person to speak at the round table, and it's like, girl. And it's like, I get it. The thing is, it was a series of events. Like, she couldn't not say something at this point because she set it up in the Traitors turret. That girl, we're about to go after each other. Period. It's on. So she really should have controlled herself in the turret, played in Danielle's face, and then set all of that groundwork. You know what I mean? Because it became a situation where it's literally you versus her, and you have to start putting in work. And she was really not able to do that throughout the episode. Yeah, you gotta play with into your strengths. She plays against her strengths. You need to play into your strengths. So we'll see. Maybe she'll learn on 50. She will be back. Trust. I think she's gonna call for 50 for sure. Like, she was really the main character that goddamn season. Yeah, she's someone who, because in the new era, there's not a lot of people I would want. She's someone I'm gonna be okay with. She was the season. If you made the season, you could be on 50, honestly. And that was her. So there you go. Like, she got edited more than women winners. That's why I thought she was gonna win. Like, there are women who've won the game that have not been edited nowhere near Carolyn. That's why I was like, oh, she got this on lock. No. Yep. Child. So Danny is like, now like, okay, look, we can kill. Since you don't want to recruit, we can kill somebody. And Carolyn's like, well, it's not necessarily that. Danny's like, okay, let's just kill. So what about Dylan? Carolyn's like, well, no, he trusts both of us. So I don't think Dylan, we kind of need him, and we need him and Gabby to keep going at each other. Da, 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 da. Danny was like, okay, maybe Sam. He's getting smart. People don't think. She's like, no, I don't think we should do Sam because blah, 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 blah. Danny was like, okay. She was paying the Danny here. No.
She was pulling the Danny. She was like, maybe Dolores. She's like, no, I don't think so. And Danny was like, okay, Carolyn, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? Who do you want to do? And that's the thing. Same thing I said about Danny. Carolyn, you can't just say no and not give a name. Give a name. Who do you want to do? And then they ended up doing somebody who Danny mentioned. So
it's funny because I low-key feel like it just gave, when Danielle did it and Carolyn, it gave, I'm not saying shit.
Yep.
Nope. Anything you want to do, I don't want to do. Nope.
I actually don't want to do any of that.
Nope.
Matter of fact, let's recruit. You want to recruit? Never mind.
Never mind.
Yeah. And then they end up, we get to breakfast. Gabby and Carolyn talk real quick, and Gabby does say that, look, we need to stop going for the girls who are very out there and loud. We need to go for the sneaky people, the silent assassins.
Out. I need Gabby out.
She's a smart girl.
Gabby is too goddamn smart. Damn it, Gabby.
I love her.
Shit, I just feel like if anybody don't need to see her power, it's Gabby. Gabby don't need to be nowhere near that goddamn seer.
You know who she reminds me of? If she was in a Big Brother setting, Leah. Like, you're kind of smart, bitch. I literally
get that energy.
You're kind of smart, bitch. It's like she's she's unassuming in a different way from Carolyn. She's kind of like, I'm just a pretty girl. I'm just a girl. And then at the end of the day, she's a smart girl. I'm like, hold on, not you clocking that it's Danny a little bit. And then later on, she's like, was that giving a head-to-head with the Traitors?
And then she voted Danielle too. And then she voted. Didn't she vote Boston Rob even when the girls were being stupid? Like Gabby be clocking too much tea, mama. Oh, she scares me. She scares me. Get off her neck.
I
forgot to bring this up earlier. I guess we'll talk about it again.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it.
So Danny comes in.
Oh my God.
What?
Black Widow Brigade says Danielle used that puri magic on Carolyn. She could have avoided it. She tried.
Please, so many people don't know what we're talking about.
The puri.
Look, y'all, if y'all aren't into Australian Survivor, if you can find a way to watch it, find a way to watch Australian Survivor. Australian Survivor is good, honey.
It's good, mama.
It's better than this
US.
Girl, get into it. But yes, Danny comes in and she has a diary room. She says, look, Carolyn, she is going to make a move on me, but I'm 20 steps ahead, honey.
Ooh.
So she better watch out.
I mean, and it's too many things came to fruition, because what she said to Carolyn at the first round table.
What'd she say?
Oh, I think ahead. Oh, Carolyn, no, we should go week by week. No. I think 10. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, y'all was calling her messy. Y'all was calling her bad, but she had been telling us the entire time that she was about to clock all three of them.
She did.
Let me stop. That's my mama. Like,
that's just my mama.
Nothing. Like, she really ate it out this episode. Like, wow.
That's
the fact that she's the last one, gag it.
It's gaggy. It's gaggy.
I feel like it makes it more iconic that the gameplay was messy. Like, yes, mama.
Yes, mama.
Eat it up.
Period. So it's revealed that Sam is murdered by Sam. What do you think of that decision? Now I'm thinking about it.
Well, personally, I'm upset. If you watch Survivor Australia, that's 2 fine men out in 1 week. So I'm very hurt. I feel like Ivor could have left. I wouldn't mind if Tom left. I don't know why the fuck Dolores is still here. So I'm just upset. But hey.
I know why Dolores is here, because she's a little silly. No shade.
Honestly, Danielle need to go to end with Dolores and Tom, bitch.
Yeah.
Honestly, Gabby or Dylan need to be murdered tonight.
I agree. Really, Dylan needs to be murdered, but I don't think she knows that.
Well, the thing is, Dylan literally kept her in the game because of his closeness to her. So if she's able to kind of make Dylan still think that she's not a traitor, she can still use him. I just don't think she should be in Final Four Fire. What is it called? Fire or Truth with him?
Fire making. We know what we're talking about. I just feel like it's just too close, but Gabby is definitely an issue. This is what I think is going to happen. We'll get there to the end, but I'll say it right now. I think she is probably going to murder Gabby or something like that.
And then be Ivor, Tom, or Dolores. Well, but I just Ivor can go. Ivor can go because she got.
Maybe Ivor can go. Maybe she won't, because this is the issue. If she murders Gabby, it's obviously her. I feel like if you're Dylan, and you just had this situation, you're like, it could have been her, but it was Carolyn this time, and then the murderer is Gabby and not you. You're probably gonna be like, okay, wait a fucking minute, because who's gonna murder Gabby? Tom would murder Dolores. Dolores would murder Tom. So
Dolores and Tom got this whole separate beef apart. Like, what the hell?
What is this side story? This side
like
what the fuck is happening? So, anyways, yes, Sam is murdered. And we see that Danny and Carolyn basically agreed that he is getting a little smarter. We can kill him. Da 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 da. I guess so, because Dolores was very dumb. Tom is very dumb. Sam is like kind of smart. So I get it. We move. So they get to the castle. They start mingling. Da, 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 da. Gabby is asking Tom, what does he think? He thinks it's Dolores. Shut up.
And it's like, out of all people there.
Like, what? And he's so convinced. He's so convinced that he's fucking up all the rest of the votes and shit. Like, oh, shut up. So, fuck them. Danny, she talks to Dolores. And Dolores is really cool with Danny. I'm noticing. Like, they cool. They real tight. And Danny was like, look, Dolores, we're playing scared. I'm playing scared. And I don't need to play scared anymore. You know, I just feel like we're going to have to finally put our foot down because we're scared we might get murdered. And we need to we have to do something. So, look, I don't want to say names, but at the table, just remember that the traitors, they attack people at the round table. All the faithfuls, when you think back, they eloquently speak. They say their case. That's it. The traitors, they attack. So just remember that. Put a pin in that. Dylan goes.
Danny was laying those seeds very early, mama. Okay.
She was, honey. Dylan goes, he talks to Gabby, and he has a diary room. He's like, look, I have my suspicions with Gabby, but maybe I could work with her on something. So he talks to her, and he's like, now, there's definitely somebody keeping us safe. Who do we think that is? What do you think about Brittany and Danny? Gabby's like, I'm leaning more towards Danny. And this is when I was like, we got a problem, Houston. Because Dylan thinks it's Danny. Gabby thinks it's Danny.
I was like, girl, they had me in the first half, y'all. I was like, it's over. It's it. That's it.
Mind you, they're right. And you know what I will say? Gabby and Dylan, they both, to me, it feels like they both still might think it's Danny, even though they took out Carolyn. And that's
very much so, because that lingering feeling has always been there. And we talked about this in one of these podcasts about Danielle, where it's like she has this ability to get suspicions on her, like even in Big Brother, where people are like scared of her gameplay, but she's not necessarily the first one to go home. Like her back is against the wall. She's really able to kind of like fight out of it. Yeah. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if something happens within these next few episodes. But girl, I mean, we almost at the end anyway. I was like, the fact that she got this far is, like I said, gaggy on its own, because in my opinion, she should have been out.
Yeah, no shade. So yes, Dylan then goes to Carolyn. He was going to work, and he was like, look, are you still thinking Danny? And Carolyn was like, well, I don't know if she's necessarily a traitor, but, and he's like, look, I'm thinking it's Danny. Carolyn's like, okay, so if I go that way at the round table, just vote with me. And he's like, I will. And at this point, he would have. He was all in. That's the thing. Danny probably would have went home if Carolyn just didn't literally fuck herself up throughout the entire episode, because Dylan was definitely on some Danny can go this round table.
Why was she acting like that in the motherfucking
a fool?
It
reminded me of when they called her out about what's that man's name? The host was wearing, and she didn't know what to say, and she was stuttering and stumbling. I just think she gets so scared under pressure, just so antsy.
But her reasoning was like, it was so weird to me, because she was like, oh, we just need to get money in the pot, and it's like, girl, that's like, your biggest concern right now. I just feel like the money gonna be there, mama. I mean, it's okay.
It's enough money. Well, not enough, but it's gonna be the same amount of money.
Okay. I'm like, did she not even think that they may not be suspicious? I don't know. It's weird that she did that, because they were literally answering questions that they answered. So it's like,
yeah, she thought it after the fact, and it's like you got to think a little smarter than that. No shade. But Brittany and Danny talk, and Brittany
and Danielle's so funny because she's just laughing in the background the whole time.
No, literally
just letting her talk.
It was bad.
Yeah, they're agreeing with the wrong answer. Oh yeah, yeah, it's time. I'll go with that.
Yeah, Brittany is crying, and this is okay. Brittany confuses me, because in this moment when Brittany was crying to Danny about how she was so glad she stayed, I don't believe that. Like, Brittany is not the type of girl. Maybe she is. I don't know. She just confuses me, because I'm like, why the fuck are you crying right now? What the fuck is this? Is this manipulation? This is not her sister, though. That's why I'm confused. This is not her sister. Do you think she's a traitor? Oh, you know what? She did tell somebody on Twitter or something that the whole time she suspected Danny was a traitor. but I don't know if that's true. But still, I don't know. It just felt weird.
That's like it makes me feel kind of iffy about it after the fact because a lot of people have said that. Oh, I knew the whole time. Well, why didn't you say it?
Yeah.
Because I would assume that the producers would show that if you actually said it. Like, and I don't know why you would think it and then not at least tell the diary room.
Yeah.
So I mean, hey, but and maybe
this was a weird moment to me. I'm like, why are you crying?
I mean, I don't know because we don't know if she actually knows, but I do feel like they have an actual connection with each other because they were friends before reindeer games, weren't they?
Yeah, I think they were before reindeer games, and then they played reindeer games, got closer.
Well, not closer.
Not closer. That's the thing. Not closer. And then they haven't talked since. So I'm like, you crying? But anyway, Danny was also crying in the diary room, but Danny cried about everything. So I was like, I don't know. It was this weird situation, but they just love each other so much and they're best friends. And I guess this was just the fourth.
So now y'all best friends.
Now they're best friends.
That's what we need on the Traitors.
Best friends?
Libra and Keisha. Where is whatever gay Big Brother fan that has been helping cast Traitors, y'all need to start getting the deep cuts. Okay.
Libra does not want to get back on TV. She got called.
Girl, and she should get Traitors check.
Is it big?
I mean, it's NBC, mama. I feel like they paying some bucks.
$100,000 reward. Doesn't sound like
maybe not. You're right. Well, I think that's why their reward's so small. They paying the money to get them in there.
Oh, maybe so. We'll see. How much you think they paid Kate and Poverty?
I don't know, because they just did appearance checks, girl. $50,000 each.
$50,000?
Poverty is booked, mama. She on Deal or No Deal Island. She on the Traitors as a guest. She finna be on Australia versus the World.
She was just on the Traitors not too long ago. She was just on Survivor Winners of War not too long ago. She's been booked.
House of Villains next.
She ditched that man because she used to have a man.
We need Danielle and Poverty on the next season of House of Villains.
Do we?
That would make me tune in.
That would make me tune in because no shade. I haven't. Shout out to HFG.
Making it rain.
This is what you challenge fans need to do. And we'll cover it. I'm telling you. But anyway. So yeah, they do that crying thing. And basically, Danny and Brittany kind of agree that, look, if they need to go to Carolyn, go for Carolyn tonight, they will. Danny just says, follow my lead. Okay? We get to the mission. What's his name? What the fuck is the host's name? Alan. Alan announces.
That was your man last episode. That you don't know his name?
I'm starving.
I'm actually hungry as well.
Alan announces.
You don't have to yell.
It's because, doing these two podcasts back to back, it's really efficient when we really get it down. But this first 2 days, it just felt like,
yeah, it's been really chaotic last 2 days.
What the fuck is going on?
And I feel like I really took my energy out on the challenge because that episode was terrible.
It was. It was. And I didn't really release. I should have released. I should have just yelled. I did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But he announces the seer twist. We already got into that. No shade. And then the mission is this chess. But really it is the Traitors had to answer these questions. And everybody has to guess what the Traitors answered so they can get money. Now, let's just get into the ones that Carolyn was acting a fool on. No shade. Oh, Poverty and Kate come in.
I like this challenge too. Brown Charlie says it's the best one of the season. I would definitely say so. Most of them I'm not interested in, but I like the ones where it kind of exposes certain shit.
Yeah, it is because the challenge should always expose things about the Traitors. And I feel like I feel like either the challenge should expose something about the Traitor or guarantee safety for some faithfuls. And I feel like if it's not doing one of those things, you can keep it, honey. Okay? So this is why this is one of the best challenges for sure. But yes, because it also fucked up Mina on the UK Traitors. Yeah. And I like that too. Like, I like that it's fucking them up because now they have to actually consider the moves they're making.
But like I said, it should be in ways like that. When you introduce something like the seer, it's like,
girl, giving them the answer. That's like the teacher, like, I'm gonna give y'all a study guide, and they just give them the answers.
Which my teacher used to do all the time in college.
Terrible.
I live for that.
Learn anything? Would you learn? Exactly. So the first question that what's her name? Carolyn was getting caught up on was, who is the biggest threat? Now we get a rewind to them at the Traitors tour deciding, and Danielle was like, I think we should choose someone like Brittany, right? We shouldn't choose a Dylan or a Tom. We should choose someone like Brittany. And she was like, you know what? Yes, we should choose someone like Brittany. Yeah. So Danielle reveals she did that because she wanted to protect herself. Brittany would never think that Danny would choose her for that answer.
Yeah, I get.
And also what it really does is that's a Carolyn type of answer. Every answer, it's like, that's what Carolyn would say, isn't it? But we move. So yes, they choose Brittany. Danny done gagged her on that one. They got that wrong. They got a few of them wrong. The next time it was, who was the head of the pack? right? The answer is Tom. They were thinking either Dylan or Tom. They ended up choosing Tom.
Well, no, the answer was Dylan. Wasn't it?
Yes.
The answer was Dylan. And Tom was like, oh, I think it's me.
Yes.
And it's like, Tom.
No, it was Tom. The answer was Tom.
The answer was Tom on this one? There was another one where the answer wasn't Tom.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's me. It's me,
It was the one before this. But Carolyn didn't speak up on that one. She spoke up on this one because she knew it was Tom. And they were wrong. And everyone was like, we think it's Dylan. We think it's Dylan. Not I'm lagging.
They only did it for a second with me. Oh. You back?
Am I back?
I heard you the whole time.
Oh, girl, what the fuck? So yes, Tom thinks it's him. Everyone else thinks it's Dylan. And Tom is like, I think it's me. I really think it's me. Here go Carolyn. You know what? I think we shouldn't ignore what Tom is saying. We should listen to what Tom is trying to say because maybe he's right. And they're like, no, it's Dylan. The answer was Tom. And so Dylan has a diary room. He's like, Tom thinking it's himself makes sense. But Carolyn thinking it's Tom, that doesn't make sense. I got my eye on Carolyn. Girl, she's acting a fool.
I got my eye.
Because why speak? I don't know why you would speak in this moment. Why speak in this challenge? It doesn't make sense.
I wouldn't say shit.
I would say shit in this challenge. Or I would be blatantly
that damn money.
If I were to speak, it would never be to agree with the right answer. I don't know the answer. I'm not a traitor. So I'm going to say the wrong fucking answer. They would have said Dylan. I would be like, I definitely think it's Dylan. It's never going to be Tom. Why would you agree that it's Tom? No one thinks it's Tom, but you. Stupid. But anyways.
Well.
And then the last question. Whose voice is most relevant?
Why did Hula Head eat this a little bit?
What?
Carolyn cries all the time about people not listening to her. The one time they do, it gets her ass eliminated.
Oh. And get into this question. This is one of Carolyn's, I feel like, faults. Because I was saying to Lee on the phone, I was like, Carolyn has a self-fulfilling prophecy. When you continuously feel and think and say that no one listens to you or cares about your opinion, then it becomes true. Because this last question was, whose voice is most relevant? She's like, I think everybody will definitely take me. So she chooses herself, right? And Danny's like, I'm gonna let her choose herself on that one, okay? She chooses herself. When they're all discussing, everyone was like, no one thinks that about you but you. And she was like, no, I just say it a lot. And they're like, we don't think your voice is irrelevant. You're the only one who thinks your voice is irrelevant. And it's like, they're clocking her. In Survivor and the Traitors, she walks up to people and she says, no one ever listens to me, by the way. What should we do? And then they tell her what she should do. She's like, I don't think we should do that. And they're like, okay. But it's like, that's it. She doesn't usually give an opposite opinion. And instead of giving an opposite opinion, someone will tell her to do something. And she'll be like, I don't think we should do that. And then y'all don't ever listen.
Offer another and that happened a lot of time throughout the season. We shouldn't do that. Yep. And it's like, well, what should we do?
Or if she does offer opinion, she offers it second. Someone will say something and then she'll say something else and she'll say a differing opinion. And it's like, you should have came in saying your opinion first. What Carolyn needs to start doing is coming into the Traitors. She should have came into the Traitors tour. And before anyone else spoke, she should have said, we need to murder Tom tonight because this, and this. She didn't do that once. All 9 episodes. I guess she was never the first.
I guess she expects it to be a situation where it's like, we hear each other out. Like, okay. And I guess she feels like most times they're not hearing out her opinion in the situation.
And they're not. And that's the thing. She's not wrong. She's right. But it's also still self-fulfilling. When you have a mindset, when you have a certain mindset, you act a certain way. Danielle thinks she runs this shit. So she acts like she runs this shit. And then she ends up running this shit. Rob, same thing. He ends up running certain votes. Bob, same thing. He ends up running certain votes. When Carolyn thinks she's not going to be listened to, what happened? She didn't get listened to. You need to act as you want to be perceived. Once again, she can't come in these games with this contradictory ass mindset with the way that she wants to play. If you want to be Rob, you need to act like Rob. Go in there and put your foot down and run shit. That's how D won Survivor. She was like, I'm that girl. She wasn't walking around. No one listened to
me. Literally, the energy she was at first giving at the round table, I feel like this is what you need. If she actually had the information, which you got tons of evidence against her, and laid it out, you would have gagged her.
Mm-hmm.
But she kind of went in with this energy. Y'all not listening to me. Y'all not listening. Cut her off. She keeps talking. You keep talking. It's like, I think she quickly like reverts, like, okay, you're not listening, it's fine. No,
you're not listening.
You're going to listen to me, or we're not leaving this turret, mama.
Yeah,
she let and when she was eating Danielle up. I was saying she was doing good with Danielle, but then Danielle just bulldozed her. She bulldozed her.
Yep. When she does stand on business, it happens. She said, "We're not recruiting Brittany." Guess who didn't get recruited? Stand on business.
Yep. She ate her in that turret. We're not recruiting Brittany, and we're not murdering, and we're not recruiting at all.
We're not doing shit. No. And what happened? No. So that's what you got to do. Stand on business. And when you do, you get what you want. That's why Bob was running it, and Rob was running it, and Danny's running. You're mad about it. You're mad about them standing on business. You stand on business. But hey, we move.
And I think that's probably what they sense the most.
This question got her caught all the way.
That's honestly probably what they sense the most. Not that your opinion is irrelevant or that you don't matter. It's just that they know whatever you argue, you're going to back down from it anyway.
Yep. Because you think we're not listening to you, which we're not. But it's because you back down every time. You don't make us listen. You don't make us listen. And that's what sucks. That's why it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You're right, but you also help that rightness become reality. And that's the issue. But yeah, this question got her cut up because when she thought that it was her and she was the only one who thought she was the answer, and that was the answer, Dylan had a diary. He was like, she has to be the traitor because no one else thinks she's the answer to this question but her. And there you go. It was over. So on the way home, Dylan's talking to Tom about his theory about Carolyn. He's like, look, she was getting defensive when Dolores called her out about the Tom thing. That was funny. Because she was like, Carolyn, you knew it was Tom. And Carolyn was like, I didn't say that. And she was like, oh, I'm not calling you a traitor.
Calm down.
Oh, shoot. And so he clocks that. And Dylan was telling Tom on the way home, he's like, yes, she got defensive when Dolores called her out. It's definitely giving suspicious.
And then Carolyn talking about what if Danielle set me up? Girl, you set yourself up.
You set yourself up. Because all Danny did was let you set yourself up.
Basically. She set the trap. And girl, you just walked right into it. She didn't even blindfold her. The lights was on. The hole was in the middle of the ground. She could see the hole and still walk towards it.
Yep. It was crazy. Carolyn she just basically didn't realize everything she did until after the fact. After it was over, she was like, damn, I just set myself up. Well, Danny set me up. And that's the issue. She don't know what the fuck she's thinking. But yes, we get back to the castle. Ivor, Carolyn, and Tom have a conversation. And Ivor does think it's Danny at first. He's like, he's suspicious of Danny. I'm like, damn, Ivor, Dylan, Gabby, Carolyn, those are the votes. It was over.
It was over. I was like, no.
It was over.
No.
And that's what's crazy. Carolyn had the leverage. And she just fumbled it at the round table. You gotta put your money where your mouth is, and she didn't. But yes, so Ivor thinking it's her. Tom is like, no, it's Dolores, and it's like
King.
Okay. And when Carolyn leaves, Ivor and Tom discuss it could never be Carolyn. They're like, it couldn't be Carolyn. She just couldn't do it, honestly.
Wow.
Child. Carolyn goes. She talks to Dylan, and first of all, she's so on high alert. Like her guilt. It exudes because she's like, oh my God, are you bringing me in here because somebody else is in here listening to us? And da, da, da. And they're like, no,
girl,
no. And so he says, it sucks that you're putting me in this position. Oh, before he talks, Danny tries to walk in. When Danny tries to walk in, Carolyn's like, can you give us a second? Danny leaves. I always feel like that's suspicious when people like, can we talk for a second?
Yeah, why I can't be in the room?
Like, what are y'all talking about? Me? But yeah. So Dylan's like, it sucks that I have to go be in between you and Danny because I fuck with both of y'all, honestly. And Karen was like, well, no, I mean, I'm not trying to put you in between the two of us, but I'm just trying to, let you know all of the opinions that I have. And me having an opinion, it shouldn't make you feel like we're going against each other. I don't like that you feel that way. And I've noticed you've been ignoring me and da, 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 da. So she's getting a little stressed. She's feeling like Dylan's treating her a little differently. She's calling it out, da, 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 da. And this is her main argument against Danny. If Danny is a faithful, why would she lie to me? And I don't think anybody even knows what she's talking about anymore because she's referencing the lie that she told Brittany. But I don't think that had as much of an impact that she thinks it did.
Because she kind of just told people, and then at one time she accused her at the table, and that may get Danielle caught the fuck up if the seer twist doesn't, because why did Carolyn randomly call you out a few weeks back, girl? I know Gabby gonna clock that real bad, but it's like she wasn't setting up a way for her to get banished. She was kind of just complaining about it, and it's like, if I am not that close to you, Carolyn, I don't give a damn if she lied to you. I don't even know if I believe it. Like I don't even know what you're talking about, really.
I don't even know what you're talking about. It's only 3 people in that situation. Like it's just such a bad argument. But yeah. So Ivor, Dolores, and Danny kind of talk after that. And Dolores asked Ivor, what does he think? And Ivor's like, well, there is Danny, your name is going out there. And she's like, what? And he's like, yeah, from Carolyn. And she's like, she's putting my name out there again. And this is when
this is what she said. Oh yeah.
It's
We're done. We're done. I saw someone try to call her a hypocrite because she did it first, and it's like, yeah, girl, everyone's a hypocrite on reality TV.
That's the point of that's how you win the game. That's how you win the game.
Yeah,
you tell people that you're a good person and that you've done everything you need to do, and then when they don't do something good to you, you get mad about it. That's how you win. Honestly, you take them out. Sorry. So yeah. Oh well.
And it's sometimes it is annoying as hell, because I know when my favorite at the end of it, I'm like, you bitch. But at the end of the day, that's what almost everyone does in reality TV. They're gonna get mad at you for something that they would do themselves.
Yeah. Child.
Even the people in the Traitors, it's like, girl, if you were a traitor, what the fuck were you gonna do? You signed up for the show. You know that was a possibility you could be a traitor. Were you not gonna do whatever it takes to get to the end? If not, then you're dumb, and that's why you wouldn't be picked as a traitor. You shouldn't even been casted. But hey, I guess there need some dumb people as faithful, like Chriselle.
Oh my God. So Danny's like, you remember Columbo? You know?
Bro, what the hell is Columbo?
Who the fuck is Columbo?
Bro, Carolyn gagged me, but that was so funny to me. I don't even know Columbo. I don't even know what that is.
Know who that is.
I'm like, girl, you just talking.
I don't know who Columbo is either. But she said, you know, he's the detective that acted dumb so that you would never see him coming.
Girl.
And I was like, I guess that's what Carolyn could be doing. And then we head into that round table, honey.
Girl.
Ooh, it was a gag. It was a gag. So Ivor starts off the round table at first, and he's trying to do this. There's 2 girl traitor theory, Gabby shuts that shit down because she don't want to go home. She said, hold on, maybe not that. And Dylan was like, yeah, look, Alan has announced the seer power, and if I'm thinking correctly, the seer power probably gets to see someone's true role. He clocks the whole twist. Like, come on now. And he's like, look, someone can probably see someone's true role, so we should just put that on the hold and figure out who's a traitor tonight.
Period.
And here go Carolyn. Danielle,
stop it.
I just feel like as a faithful, when is there ever a need? Let me stop. When is there ever a need to tell a lie?
You are going there.
And it's like, this is the weakest argument. You could argue that she's been walking around fake crying and shaking all season. You could argue that Jeremy said her name and she took him out literally the next night. You could argue that she randomly, it's just so much
that she run around here acting crazy every goddamn day.
It's so much that she does. You could talk about the that one challenge. What was the challenge where she got up there and didn't even give herself the immunity, the shield?
Yeah.
She gave that challenge. There's so much shit she's done. And you talking about a lie she told you. I don't give a fuck
at all.
The fuck that got to do with me or her being, or even her being a traitor?
I will say,
lie to you. Who cares?
I will say, and I guess because it's decided, deciding between Danielle and Carolyn, it's like somehow these people have way more trust in Danielle than they had Carolyn, which is so crazy to me. It really is, because I'm just thinking about it. Like, it's not like Danielle's argument was the strongest necessarily. It was kind of just a theory. She was like, what if she's just playing dumb? And it was like,
really just better than Carolyn.
Yeah, what if she's just playing dumb? Like, but it was a really strong performance. Like,
yeah, I also think because at the end of it, who voted? Brittany voted with Danielle and Dylan and Ivor. It was only Brittany, Ivor, and Dylan who voted with her. And I just feel like it was like the numbers were really crunched at this moment. Carolyn needed to make sure she had somebody on lock, or a few 2 or 3 people on lock, because she didn't have Dylan on lock and she didn't have Ivor on lock, and she should have. Why didn't you? What's the issue? So yeah, it was just real bad. And I get Dylan was torn between the two, but he chose Danny because Danny explained it better. Ivor, I don't know what Ivor was doing personally, but hey, we move. So yes, Carolyn tries to talk about this this fucking lie. Danny was like, "Look, I'm gonna let you talk, finish it." She finished it, and Ivor's like, okay, what is this lie you're talking about? Because I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. She doesn't want to explain it. Brittany has to explain it. Brittany's like, it's when I told her that, da, 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 da. Who gives a fuck? So she explains it, and Danielle is like, this is the truth. That was the truth. And she was like, no, that was a lie. So Danny's like, look, okay, I'm going to talk. Carolyn, I've noticed you do this thing. And what you do is you play dumb. And it's giving you Forrest Gump a lot. It's giving Columbo. She's like, I don't even know who that is. And then Carolyn starts getting flustered and she tries to start like talking over Danny. And he was like, well, no, let me finish. I let you finish. Let me finish. And then you can get done when I'm done. And she talks about how you put yourself in this position in these games to where you seem not threatening. And this is the thing. Today, earlier in that game, all of them questions, you were answering those questions. You were putting yourself in those answers. That was you. And when you come to this round table, you attack. And Tom tried to defend. He was like, well, I don't think she attacked. And she was like, she attacked me that one day. That one day, randomly, she attacked me. So, yeah, it got real bad. Carolyn started flustering and getting flustered. Danny was like, you can speak now. Carolyn didn't know what to say. She's like, well, you know, I just in this game, and I feel like I've been alone. And every time I'm in the game, people don't listen to me. And it's just, and I'm like, okay, girl, you're crying. Now it's that nobody's listening to you. You want to call out Danny, but you're not calling her out. Do you want to be the victim or do you want to be the bully?
Shut up. No, it honestly was it was just a crazy, nasty back and forth. And honestly, Carolyn just Danielle flushed the fuck out of Carolyn. Like once she cut her off, Carolyn could not catch a train of thought, and it was over. It was done. And I think like the argument that Danielle was making, I feel like a lot of people see it as like a personal attack, which I think is just crazy, y'all. This is the traitor.
Really? Wait, what? Oh,
I saw some people getting upset about her saying like, "Oh, you're playing dumb and you're acting like you're Forrest Gumping it, like you're." And it's like, and Carolyn came back and was like, "No, that's just me. That's how I act." Which is hilarious.
I think the issue is that Danny. I think a part of Danny does think Carolyn's hyping, but Carolyn is playing into it.
But my point is that whether she believes it or not, she has to say whatever to get her out. Like it was her or Carolyn. She has to say whatever to get her out, and that worked.
Amen. And it worked.
Whether she believes it or not, whether she thinks she's acting or not.
Sorry. And this is the thing. Carolyn has so much more evidence against Danny. Danny had, like you said, a theory. And that was it. And Carolyn had so much evidence on evidence. And she just couldn't say any of it. And instead, she kind of just went to, well, you know, of course, y'all going to listen to other people and y'all don't really listen to me. And damn, you know, every time I come here, y'all don't really listen to me. And, you know, I just don't get listened to. And it's like, girl, talk about what Danny, why is Danny a traitor? Hello? Where are we at? And I think that's her problem. She gets in her head. I think she gets a little flustered. And I think she has this little, just this perception about herself and the way other people are going to perceive her. In that moment, the floor was hers. I think everyone at that table would have listened to her with open ears if she would have just said her case. But instead, she felt like y'all aren't going to listen to me. So she just started talking about that. Talk about why Danny's a traitor. And I do think I think Danny would have went the fuck home if you had one good argument. Dylan didn't even feel like he wanted to vote out Carolyn. On his diary room after this, he was like, look, Danny had the best argument. I had to do what I had to do because Carolyn just sat there and flopped. If Carolyn had a good argument, he probably would have voted with you. And it would have been over.
She just got way too flustered. And I also think that Carolyn's a very passionate person, which I understand because I'm very passionate. Yeah. So I feel like she kind of put a lot of emotions into it, which also kind of flustered her. Like she wasn't getting to the facts. She was kind of more focusing on things that affected her personally. And it's like, stick to the facts. So why is she this? Line it up.
Yeah. Real bad. Shout out to Ryan Shorter.
Making it rain.
Carolyn was giving single white female. She was.
Oh no.
It was just giving so victim-y. Like I do feel like there's a lot of moments in her life, and we see it with our eyes where people treat her like dirt, like she doesn't exist. We saw it this season. They literally acted like the girl was not in the room sometimes. That's fucked up. It's crazy. I get it. But whenever I hear about stories of people who are achieving things in life, a lot of the times they say, even though people were treating me that way, I didn't allow them to, or I stopped allowing it, or I did this, or I did that. And I just feel like you got to be more solution-based. And I love her a lot. I love Carolyn. That's my girl. But you really have to be solution-based in life. You cannot go the rest of your life, every single reality show saying people don't listen to you. It's never going to get you to win. It's never going to get you to win. So I just hope you can grow past that, honestly.
She definitely does. Because at the end of the day, Carolyn is 38 goddamn years old, right? And the personality that she has, I feel like it's opening the door for people to be like, oh my God, Danielle, you nasty Black woman. You really attacked her and you made assumptions of who she is and da. And it's like, this woman is 38 years old. We don't have to baby her.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, and at the end of the day, like, I get what you're saying. Like, we saw people like disregard her, but no one bullied her. No one like came after her like crazy or anything like that. And I feel like that's kind of the territory that we always go into, especially when it's a situation where I feel like, you know, it's a Black woman in the forefront. Like, I feel like I'm not crazy here because I feel like I see this type of thing happen over and over again when the internet turns it into something like, well, Danielle's a bully. Now she's mean. Now she's doing too much. Now she's all of this. And it's like, why do we have to take it there? This woman is not a baby.
At all. She just acts like it sometimes. So yes, we get to the vote, and it was a very close vote because Carolyn and Gabby vote Danny, and Ivor, Danny, Brittany, and Dylan vote Carolyn. And Dylan was ready to tie it, I fear. Tom and Dolores vote each other. They stupid. No shade. But yeah, I was close because I think it was up to Dylan. If he could have tied it, I think even in a revote, maybe Tom. I don't think Tom would have voted Carolyn because he was defending her all day. So it would have been nasty, but it wasn't. Sorry.
It is what it is. And honestly, gag of the century, face crack of the century. I did not expect to get on this podcast and this episode and see that Daddy is still here. But Mama, I'm seated, and we're gonna ride this bitch until the wheels fall off. Okay.
Amen. So Carolyn reveals she's a traitor. Fun reveal. At first, her speech was her complaining about people judging her. No shade. Yada, yada,
but that's what I thought was even more interesting. It's so funny because she ends it with like, okay, and I have to be real with myself. It was hard because that's the thing. If you want, this is an isolated situation. This is in the Traitors' castle, right? If you want to be upset with Danielle using that argument to get her out, you also kind of have to clock Carolyn for her hypocriticalness. She is the traitor. Yeah. And she's trying to say that I'm not a traitor because that's just me. And it's like, but you still are the traitor. Yeah. So it's like you can't use it against Danielle and not also use it against Carolyn. They're in the game show.
And she's also had a diary room saying she's doing it on purpose. Not that she's doing it on purpose, but that she's hiding it on purpose. She had a diary room on this show that we're watching admitting to doing it. Did we forget? It's like episode 3. Go back, rewind, but we move. Anyways, just shut up. I just feel like shut up.
But I think that a lot of people don't even care about that. They just want to drag Danielle.
They just want to drag it because there's so many blatant moments in a lot of reality shows where people are being blatantly disrespectful, blatantly racist and misogynist, and there's so many negative things that happen on reality shows that you can call out when they're important and when you should. And then there's moments like this where it's like it just doesn't apply, and then you want to kind of villainize certain people, and I'm like, they're just doing the game. I just feel like focus the energy into the shit that it needs to be focused into, and you're not doing that. Okay. And then also, if your heart is in the right place and you're trying to help a group of people, or if you're trying to help Carolyn feel better about the situation, you going to Danielle post ain't doing shit for Carolyn. If anything, you should walk around defending Carolyn and defending people who act like that and saying that you know people who act like that and that should be protected and da da da. Instead, you're dragging Danny. Shut the fuck up. You don't give a fuck. You don't give a fuck about Carolyn's feelings. You don't give a fuck. You're mad that Carolyn lost the game, so you want to come for the person who took her out. Or you don't like Danny, so you want to come for Danny. And I don't like that. I just feel like if you genuinely care about people and a cause, you would talk about the people in the cause. When I'm mad about a situation that seems racial or something like that, or homophobic or whatever it is, I talk about the cause. Y'all are coming at a person. I don't come at a person. I talk about the cause.
Yeah. A lot of people really just be fans of reality TV. Y'all don't know these people.
Yeah, it gets real parasocial. And I think that's also
very, very parasocial. But it's like the thing is, it's like some of the people that y'all support would not be accepting of some of the things y'all are even saying. Like, it's actually so weird. And it's unfortunate that Danielle gonna get on Twitter and get dragged. That's the thing. Danielle's so graceful. She don't give a damn. She don't. Danielle did not give a damn. People get in her comments be like, "You look so ugly and terrible in the episode." She'll get in the comments like, well, thank you. I'll try to do better next time.
Yeah. She'll be like, "I'm so sorry. What can I change?"
She is funny as fuck.
Now, Lee, when Carolyn reveals she's a traitor, why is Danielle on the ground?
Girl,
shaking?
Get the hell up.
She looked like Wendy Williams when she was. Oh, let me stop.
You go in the hell.
That's not kosher. But she did.
Why was she doing that? Stand up, Danielle.
And this is why I still stick by what I said. If I was in that castle, I would have immediately knew that Danielle.
Girl, Danielle, mama.
But I really just think it's a black thing because she was still making comments throughout the episode. Like at random moments, she would make a comment. I'd be like, that sounds so suspicious. Why are you talking right now? And I still feel that way. I still stand by that. But I just don't think it works on white people. No shade. I think black person would have clocked it. Jeremy clocked it. But
I think it just depends. I feel like it depends on like how tuned in you are with like definitely like all personalities.
Yes.
Because I don't know, but I feel like that does have some truth to it only because the main person that clocked her was Jeremy. Exactly. And it doesn't feel like anyone else was able to like really do that.
So fast. He clocked her so fast. Like it was early, maybe. But yes. Who else was black this season? Nobody?
I think they all went home early, didn't they?
Were they here?
Who else was? Oh, Sierra.
She was just a dud.
Wow, I feel like there was someone earlier. Was there a man?
I think there was another man.
Oh, Bob the drag queen.
Oh, he was also a traitor. Damn, they didn't have a lot. But anyways, so boom, they head back to the mansion.
Oh, Robin.
Who the fuck is Robin?
Oh, and Chanel. Ayan.
She's black.
Robin.
Ooh. Back at the mansion, Dylan does have a diary room that he talks about how Danny had a good argument. So I had to side with her.
Gag it.
Gabby, she's talking to Tom and Brittany, and she's like, look, was it giving traitor on traitor crime?
Gag it.
She was like, she said it was very similar. It was definitely giving Rob.
I hate how smart she is.
She's girl. Smart and pretty. Name about a bitch. Love it. So then we head to the Traitors tour. Alan comes up to Danny. He's like, look, girl, per the rules, you got to recruit. Mind you, hold on, because Carolyn just went home. Let's look at this. Carolyn went home. That means it's top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why the fuck is she recruiting?
Child.
I'm
assuming they're going to also get the murder. Because the rules aren't fully clear. Because sometimes when they recruit, they can't murder. But in other times, usually when it's an ultimatum, I believe they still can murder in the same night. So I guess we'll see next episode. But I'm pretty sure someone is still going to be murdered. And that's going to bring them down to how many? 6. And then we're going to get the seer twist. And then we're going to see what happens with that.
Yeah, it's just too late.
When do they stop revealing who they are? Will it be next round?
After top 5 is the last time is when they don't reveal. It's just, I don't know. It's just silly to me that she has to recruit at this moment. I just kind of feel like it's too late. Like they should stop recruits at top like 8 and it's top 7. So they should stop. I don't know. I just don't get it. But yeah, she has to send an ultimatum to someone. Yeah. And if they deny, she gets to murder them or they get murdered. And if they accept, of course, they become a traitor. It's like, why would you deny? It's top 7. Anyways, so she recruits Brittany.
Well, will Brittany say yes? No.
Yes.
So, the ultimatum is so annoying. Like, oh, I join you or you kill me. Okay, well.
Like, what do you think?
And this begs the question, because y'all remember my theory for a few episodes back when I was like, they keep showing Danielle and Brittany's relationship. Is that because they win together? Now, at that time, Boston Rob and Carolyn were still there. And I was like, ain't no way you're going to be able to get Carolyn out. Mm-hmm. Well, Carolyn's out. And now Brittany is in.
Yeah.
Oh, are they going to win together? Or is Brittany going to play in Danielle's face?
Mm-hmm. I don't think Brittany will have to play in Danielle's face.
I also feel that.
Because because with the UK version, the seer was won at the challenge. Mm-hmm. They won the challenge. And, we don't necessarily know if anybody can win the challenge technically, and it could be something equal. But, I am sensing someone like Dylan potentially winning, and he does still
I don't know why I can see Gabby winning.
I can see Gabby winning too. I was thinking the same thing. But both of them I feel like, would choose Danielle because they both seem very suspicious of her.
Hopefully they go Brittany because they also suspicious of Brittany. I can see them going Brittany low key, but
maybe
it's gonna be Danielle. You laugh, ain't no way.
And then like Dolores and Tom, that would be.
We need time to get it. Or we need time to get it.
Good because they would choose stupid people. I think even Ivor might choose Danielle because he was suspicious of her a little bit. And I'm just like, who else is he suspicious of? Nobody really.
I guess some people in the chat still confused. Because Mason says, what did they do with it? So the seer gives any player in the game the ability to see any player's role. So the new traitors are going to be Danielle and Brittany. So for example, if Dylan gets the seer after they banish someone in the next episode, he will be able to choose any of the remaining players, and they have to reveal if there are a traitor or a faithful. So if Dylan is the seer and he chooses Danielle, she has to reveal in a separate room that she is the traitor, and it's his word versus hers. Yeah. And that could get both of them in trouble, like it did in Traitors UK, because I mean, both of y'all could be lying. Get them out both out of here, you know? So it kind of fucks up the faithful, and it ruins the game for the traitor if they get chosen.
Yep. And then someone said, like, could they choose someone they want to team up with? That's exactly what happened in Traitors UK. Yep. She wanted to know who she can go to the end with and not banish at the end, because, you know, with faithfuls, they have to win with someone else. So Dylan could choose Gabby, know she's a faithful, and then know he can go to the end with her. It's still beneficial to him, even if he doesn't choose a traitor, because now he's like, I know I can go with the end with the faithful, because she is a faithful. So either way, it's beneficial, but if he chooses a traitor,
I mean, think about it. Anyone who picks it, unless you're Tom or Dolores, dumbass, right?
Yep.
It's like, who's not going to choose Brittany or Danielle at this point? Yep. Like, if I'm Dylan or Gabby, it's not Tom, Ivor, or Dolores.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like it's very likely one of them will get chosen, and we'll kind of get that whole debacle.
So I just have to pray at this point. Brittany, I love you. I have to pray to pick you.
But yeah, if I had to predict, I would predict Brittany might just end up. I think even if
Tom win and choose Dolores,
even if the seer doesn't choose Danielle, I could still see Danielle getting banished. Unfortunately,
I could as well. If she stays, she's gonna have to really go to work. She's gonna have to really go to work. That's why I don't think any Danielle fan is excited tonight, because they believe she's gonna win the game. I don't think anyone is. We're excited that she ate this episode up when it looked like she was going out the door. All the signs pointed to it. The people in the castle were literally saying it, and somehow the bitch is still here. The queen is still here.
Yeah. So I can see Brittany winning. I could also see Gabby and Dylan winning as like a duo of faithfuls, maybe even just one of Gabby or Dylan, or with Ivor. Like, I could see the faithful still winning, because if Danielle gets voted out and Dylan and Ivor are at the end with Brittany, I don't think they trust Brittany. I think they would vote her out too. So
yeah, they both kind of in a sticky position.
Yeah,
they are.
So we'll see. Who should they murder? Rudy says.
Child, at this point, I said Gabby and Dylan because they just know too much.
Yeah, but also
Ivor could work too, but I feel like Dylan and Gabby, they can militarize people, you know?
Yeah. Not Tom or Dolores, because you can make them think it's each other. Maybe Ivor, because he is kind of
Ivor could work, but I wouldn't want Dylan and Gabby here both together.
I agree.
But I don't think she convinced Ivor tonight to vote with her. So I think you can work Ivor. I feel like, in my opinion, I'm like, Danielle. I'm speaking for Danielle. Danielle can work Ivor a little bit. She can work Dylan a little bit. We've seen that. She can't work Gabby. Gabby voted her.
True. That is true. And I do think maybe Gabby or Dylan.
And Brittany, the thing is, Brittany's been playing as a faithful, so her coming in last minute as a traitor, it really, really hurts her. That's another thing these late recruitments do. It's kind of like the person they just got in here, you know. And if they're not, and the thing is, Brittany just got in as someone who has suspicions on her. Honestly, Danielle low-key fucked Brittany, because Brittany already has suspicion, and it's like, if she get caught up, it's like, ooh, you're a traitor, and it's like she really hasn't until literally yesterday. So
my fear with the Gabby murder is, with Gabby getting murdered, like I said, if I was Dylan, I would know it's Danielle if Gabby gets murdered. I'm like, it's definitely Danielle.
Oh, yeah.
So
they're saying in the chat, you can't do Gabby because people think it's the women.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna, okay. Damn, but that sucks because Gabby is really smart.
I don't think she should do. I don't even think she should do Gabby. I think Dylan would know it's her if she does Gabby. He'd be like, it's definitely
she should just do Dylan
or Ivor.
I will say, someone in the chat said maybe they won't listen to her. I don't know. I guess people haven't necessarily been listening to Gabby, but Gabby been voting right, and that scares me.
Yeah, she has. Gabby is scary, but I don't think that would be a good move for Danielle. I think it would put suspicion on her. Well, at least for me, it would. Dylan is okay, but I don't see why Danielle, from her perspective, would do Dylan. You know, from her perspective, she thinks Dylan is close with her. He just chose her. So I don't see why she would.
Well, maybe it will be Ivor. If it's Tom and Dolores, both her and Brittany are dumb. I would hope they're not dumb enough to do Tom and Dolores.
She needs to split.
It probably will be Ivor or Dylan.
Collaborate. I think Ivor and Dylan can collaborate eventually. So splitting them would be fine. I will say, I don't think Gabby will collaborate with like an Ivor. So maybe
I could see Dolores being convinced by Gabby over Danielle. And I guess that's kind of a fear of mine.
But Dolores is close with Danny. At least from this episode,
she's
pretty close with her.
That's one thing I feel like she could steal her from her. But you're right about the collaboration thing. That's why I think Dylan should go. Because, like, is Ivor going to collab with Gabby? as much. I don't know.
No.
So
Yeah, maybe
Dylan probably should go. Dylan.
but I don't think she knows that. But
Yeah, but
Brittany,
Dylan's the type of person where, like, if Dylan's in Final Four fire making with Danielle, he's still gonna vote her out.
but and that's the thing. Even if you think you're cool with Dylan, you still know who's smart and who's dumb. Dylan is clearly smart. And I feel like looking at the game board, why would I take out someone who isn't? I have to take out someone who's smart enough to take me out. And the only options are really Dylan or Gabby at this point. So I feel like it should be one of them. For Brittany, I don't know. Because she was faithful this whole time. I don't even know what she's thinking. I don't know her perspective at all. So yeah, for Danny, I think Dylan gotta go.
Mm-hmm. It's hard because it's like towards the end game, it's like, do I kill someone who's been saying my name or do I let them slide? But like we're so close to the end game, like, ooh. I feel like there's enough dumb people in the castle that she can make it work though.
I agree. She should be able to, honestly, she should be able to maneuver past this. But
as like keep Tom and Dolores on your side and she can eat it up.
Yep, I agree.
But I think honestly, this is just a weird end game, honestly. A bunch of randoms.
It is. But yes, y'all, we will be back next motherfucking week to discuss the Traitors. We are getting into our motherfucking bag because we're covering everything. So get into our challenge recaps, get into our Survivor Australia and Survivor US recaps, get into our drag race recaps, get into our amazing race recaps. We got the races, we got the survivors, we got us, all of that. I'm tired, I'm hungry. Thanks for keeping it real with the kingdom.
Wow.
Bam.